ask you, do you have a recent bankruptcy? Do you have collections? Do you have recent charge-offs? Well, if that's you and you're trying to get money to start refixing your credit or restoring your credit, and no lender don't want to work with you, no bank, no credit union don't want to work with you, well, I'm going to show you 10 possible places where you can go to possibly get a loan anywhere from $100 up to $10,000. All right. Now, the first one is Blue Mountain Loans. Okay. Blue Mountain Loans, right? And so with Blue Mountain Loans, they are a tribal lender. Now, what do I mean by that? Meaning that when you go to the casino, you lose your money at the casino. These tribal lenders, they take that money and they loan it back out in the market, okay? Now, here's the thing about it that most people don't understand about tribal lenders and stuff. They don't do a hard pull with the major credit bureaus, okay? They don't do a hard pull with them. What they will do is they're going to check like credit bureaus like Clarity, okay? Which is owned by Experian, right? So they Experian, then they may check DataX, which is owned by Equifax. DataX, which is owned by Equifax, or they may check Factor Trust. Now, Factor Trust is owned by TransUnion. So these are financial credit bureaus, all right, that lets them know if you had a loan or you had multiple loans, if you defaulted on a loan, this is what this is for, okay? Also, they may check LexisNexis, okay? So they may check LexisNexis as well, all right, so that you are aware. But again, in terms of when you have bad credit, these lenders, most of the time, they understand that, hey, this is a person that's struggling. They need help and stuff. They do have income, verifiable income. Now, what I mean by verifiable, you have active bank account with deposits going in. You're going to need a active phone number. Now, these are direct lenders, so this isn't a database type of thing that shops your information around. These are direct lenders I'm dealing with here. That being said, like I said, active bank account, active phone number, active email, okay? Because they need to know that, hey, this isn't fraud. Now, one other thing that can get you denied is this, your address. Now, you may be scratching your head, why would my address get me denied? Well, here's the thing about it. Many people are not aware that because these companies are picking up all of this data, like I said, Experian, Equifax, TransUnion, they're picking up all this data from these here third-party credit bureaus, right? And they putting those addresses on your credit file. So when you put in that application, if that application address is not matching up what's on your credit file, then you can be denied. Not saying you did anything wrong, you just was not aware that your address was not updated on your credit file. Now, that's the reason I tell you guys, whenever you're shopping for money, you always want to make sure that you're using the right credit file. So you can click the link in the description below to get access to that. But it's very important. I'll even, if you schedule a one-on-one consultation, I'll actually show you how to read your credit file so you can properly understand how to take advantage of different lenders and things of that nature, okay? That being said, going back to Blue Mountain Loans. Now, here's the thing about it with Blue Mountain Loans. Their loans go anywhere from $100 up to $1,200, okay? Now, please understand, they're very conservative, and these here, most of these are predatory loans, meaning that they have high interest rates, right? Because when you go to a lender like this, if you already have a charge-off, you have been through a recent bankruptcy, you've been through recent collection or something like that, then they already know that your chance of repaying the loan is very low. All right, so they charge the higher interest. That's the reason you can't go to your banks and your credit union. So you have to be more open-minded and understanding why these interest rates are so high. All right, that being said, now, like I said, if you come out of recent bankruptcy, you may have a collection, or you may have a charge off, okay? So you may have one of those, and they still may be able to work with you, long as you have active bank account, income coming in, active phone number, active email and stuff like that, because they don't want to be scammed as well, right? So that's the reason. Now they're in 40 states, okay? So they're in 40 different states where you can actually reach out to them, all right? Guys, it's getting hot out here, all right? So please bear with me. Now, your next lender is, number 2 is big picture loans, all right? Now, here's the thing about it with big picture loans. They do not give you a certain dollar amount or whatever. What it is with big picture loan, again, it depends on your income. It depends on the address, like I mentioned. If you're in a current bankruptcy. Now, if you are in a bankruptcy, depending on if it's 11 or 13 or something like that. If you're in a 7 bankruptcy, you're currently in a 7 or something like that, then they may not want to deal with you, all right? So just keep that in mind, all right? So again, just being transparent. If you're in a current bankruptcy, not saying a discharge bankruptcy, a current bankruptcy, then they may not want to work with you. But they offer installment loans instead of payday loans, okay? And again, it depends on your income. Now, another lender is Uprover, okay? Now, many of you have heard me talk about Uprover. So with Uprover, they go anywhere from 300 up to 5,000. Okay, 300 up to 5,000 is with Uprover. All right. Now, here's the thing about it. If you have more than 2 open loans, you cannot get a loan from Uprover. All right. So people say, well, I went there and they wouldn't work with me. If you had 2 open loans, they wouldn't work with you. So that's probably the reason why you couldn't get approved for the loan, all right? Now, you have another one. Number 4 is Little Lake loans, okay? Little Lake lending, excuse me. Now, with Little Lake lending, here's the situation. They go up to $2,500, right? So they go up to $2,500. Now, they're not in Georgia, Illinois. You have Virginia, New York, West Virginia. So they're not in these, also in Vermont, right? So they're also not in Vermont. So if you're trying to get a loan in those states or whatever, then this here lender is not for you, all right? Now, another one is Birch lending, okay? Now, the thing about it with Birch lending is that their loans go anywhere from $1,000 to $3,000, okay? They go from $1,000 to $3,000. Now, here's the thing about it. They're not operating in 14 states, all right? So it's 14 states that they do not operate in. But indefinitely, if you don't have income, proof of an active bank account and stuff like that, they're not able to help you, all right? That's just the reality. If you don't have an active bank account, don't expect for these type of lenders to help you as well. Now, let's talk about you guys that are entrepreneurs, all right? And you have bad credit and stuff, but you just came out of bankruptcy and stuff, but you're an entrepreneur. You're a freelancer, you're an independent contractor. You may be doing MLM, right? So then, for that, you have Fundo, okay? Now with Fundo, they offer loans up to $10,000, right? Now they are a merchant cash advance. Now the only thing that a lot of people don't like, because they are not offered in California and New York. So if you're in these 2 states, then Fundo cannot help you because of your state regulations, all right? So keep that in mind. So can you have bad credit? Absolutely. They'll still be able to work with you. Now, again, having an active bank account with deposits and stuff, you have to have deposits for at least 90 days. Minimum income you have to have is $1,500. All right? 90 days, $1,500. Now, they use Plaid, okay? Plaid in as well as Decision Logic. And what they're going to do, they're going to look at your bank account through Plaid or Decision Logic to make sure that you're on the up and up. You're telling the truth in terms of your deposits. Are they coming from a freelancer or something to verify income is what they're doing. All right. So just keep that in mind. Now, you have another one. You have the Endo. Okay. They offer up to $10,000, right? So you have bad credit, but here's the good thing about it. You may have a car with equity in it, right? So you have a car with equity in it, or you may even be paying on a car, but the car has equity in it and stuff. So with Yendo, they're able to help you get a line of credit. All right? They're able to help you get a line of credit. Now, here's the thing about it. It's called a car equity loan. All right? Now, again, it goes to $10,000. The minimum is $450. All right? So they do a pre-qual. So you're able to pre-qual to see if you actually able to qualify for this loan. All right. Now, in terms of making sure that you have income to pay the loan back, that's very important. Now, here's the thing about it. I'm going to tell you guys, they will become a lien holder on the title. So what you would do, you would take your title. They would send you an envelope or give you an envelope. You put your title in the envelope. You would take it to a FedEx store, appointed FedEx store. Then they'll give you an envelope, and then once they have verified that the title has been sent off, they want to see pictures of the car and things of that nature. Make sure the car is actually real. Now, another thing, if the car is in the shop, then they may not give you a loan because you have to have actually physical access to the car. All right. So just so you know. All right. But they are working with people and they're giving up to $10,000 lines of credit with bad credit. All right. Then you have Rise Credit. Okay. Now, with Rise Credit, again, Rise Credit, they go anywhere from $500 up to $5,000. Right. Now, with Rise Credit, they're in 29 states. All right. So they're in 29 states. So when you go to the website, if you go down to the bottom, you click on site map, and then that would tell you the states, and you're able to see if your state is on there before you put in the application. Now, again, they, from the credit bureau, they use Experian and TransUnion third-party credit bureaus, okay? So they're going to use Clarity, Factor, Trust, see if you're actually in a bankruptcy, you're currently in a bankruptcy, or did you have a loan with them in the past and you never paid it off, or do you have multiple loans? So these are the type of things that will get you disqualified, and to verify that the information is accurate, okay? Making sure that you're not trying to scam them. I gotta do what I gotta do. And if you guys are getting value out of this, please give me a thumbs up. Let me know if I'm doing a good job. Is this something that's helpful, beneficial? Like I said, granted that these are high interest rate loans, but when the banks don't want to help you, when the credit unions don't want to help for you guys, if you are working a job, I've been saying this throughout my videos, you need to go to your HR. You go to your HR and you request a file exempt for 3 to 4 months. That means that they're not going to take out any federal nor state tax out of your check. That way you bring it home all of your check. So then that way you don't have to go to these here type of lenders, because you have more money coming in. You're able to catch up on some bills without actually sacrificing these high interest rate loans. So I'm not trying to put you in a position that's a burden. I'm just giving you an option. So I hope that that helps some of you guys. Now, you do have a platform, and that's IndyLend. Okay. So with IndyLend platform, they loan up to $5,000 as well. And again, not focus on the credit. It's all about your availability to make the payments. That's what they're focused on. Then you have one last one, and that's Funds Joy. Okay, Funds Joy. Now with Funds Joy, up to $5,000, it is a platform, but they do work with you. They will help you. All right. Now, if you guys have any questions about business credit funding, personal credit funding, removing negative items off the credit, click the link in the description. Schedule a one-on-one consultation. Thank you.